Hello, this is Eric Freeland. I'm here doing a PowerPoint on the flight planning and execution for my Liberty Aviation 342 class. For this cross-country flight, we're going to look at departing out of LaGrange Airport, which is Kilo Lima Golf Charlie, to Kennesaw, Georgia, which is Kilo Romeo Yankee Yankee. The way that we're going to fly this one is we're going to depart out of LaGrange and we're going to fly up to November Foxtrot Tango Romeo Yankee, which is a GPS waypoint on the Tango 293 GPS airway. For there, we're going to go north on that Tango 293 airway upwards until we get to Hotel Oscar November Romeo Romeo. At which point we're going to start our transition to an approach into Kennesaw. For this approach, I went with the RNAV 9, where we're going to start at Uphaul. And with our heading, it's not going to require we do a procedure turn. We can just turn directly off of our last fix on Tango 293 onto the approach into Kennesaw. The avionics we're going to be using today are what I currently use in my Piper Warrior, which is an Avidyne IFD 550. And so this is what an overlay of what our course is going to look like. As you see, we're on the left picture. We're departing out of LaGrange, flying a more west but northwest heading to the first fix on the Tango 293 GPS airway. At that point, we're pretty much going to go straight north. We're going to fly around the Class Bravo of Atlanta and continue from there. As we continue to fly north, we start to kind of hook around as the Class Bravo kind of turns itself a little bit to the east. We'll kind of hook in. And as you see on the left picture, our last fix for the Tango 293, that honor fix, it's pretty much lined up with Uphaul for that approach into Kennesaw. So it should be a fairly straightforward flight today. So this is our Avidyne IFD 550. We're basically going to be focusing on the right side of the screen, which I'll highlight here. We're going to be looking at all of this as to how we input our stuff into the Avidyne. So first things first is we're going to start with our origin. All you have to do is you click the enter button here, and at which point you'll pop up again and you'll click enter again on origin. Once that has been clicked entered on twice, this box will appear. For instance, we'll go ahead and load into the LaGrange Airport into our origin box, and we will click enter one more time. At which point we'll use this cursor down here to then drop our little teal bar down beneath the origin box, where we will click enter again, and it will start to put in a waypoint. That waypoint, we will enter it as the November Foxtrot Tango Romeo Yankee, and then click enter. Again, we'll repeat the process of turning our knob to drop that teal bar down beneath our last input. We'll click enter again, at which point it will now give us this option down here. Since the GPS knows that fix is a part of the airway, it appears it's a part of two different airways. We go down and we scroll and highlight the one that we want to join, which is the Tango 293 airway, and we'll click enter again. The next thing it'll do is it'll ask us to input an exit point of the Tango 293 GPS airway. So what we'll do is we'll scroll down to where we want to leave, which is the honor fix, and we'll just click enter. So now that we're out of the Tango 293 GPS airway, we need to now input our arrival airport of Kennesaw. So we'll scroll down again using this knob, and we will drop our till line below our last fix. We'll click enter, and we'll highlight the waypoint here, and we'll click enter on waypoint. And once we've entered the waypoint, we can now use our cursor here to select ROI in this box right here. Once we do that, we can click enter. Once we have Kennesaw loaded, we can come up here to the procedure button, and this box right here will pop up and on our screen, at which point we know we want to do the RNAV 9, so we will scroll down with the cursor here to highlight the RNAV 9, and then we will click enter. So once we click RNAV 9, it's going to ask us where we want to transition out of our to the approach. It's going to have lots of fixes or vectors you can pick from. For us, we want it to do uphaul right here. So we'll highlight uphaul, and then we'll click enter again. The last thing that will happen is after we click uphaul as our transition, we'll have it'll automatically load our published MIST into the screen for us for that approach, and that's the last thing we have to do for the IFD 550. So I've used both the G1000s in my flight training as well as this Avidyne product. I like them both. They both have different things that work well for each other. There's some things that the Avidyne might do that the G1000 might be a little bit harder to get to, and vice versa. It was a harder transition, I would say, to pick up the Avidyne than it was the G1000. I do feel like the G1000 lays things out a little bit easier to read and understand and flow through than the Avidyne does. But once you kind of get used to the Avidyne product, it really isn't that hard to navigate through its system with how it works. But that's all I have for my PowerPoint here. Thanks.